Welcome to another edition of City Talk here on City Channel Pittsburgh. I'm John McIntire. This is Keyva Clark. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Your name is Keyva, but everybody calls you Clark.
Everyone calls me Clark.
Why do they do that?
It started when I was in college. People always butcher my first name. So
They call you Keyva or Keyva?
Oh my God, everything in the book. There's a B, there's a Z, and I was just like, just call me Clark.
It fits with the Clark Kent glasses, does it not? Or
it fits.
That's supposed to be a compliment. It's not.
It is.
Like Clark Kent has good glasses, doesn't he?
He has nice glasses.
You are a communications analyst in the mayor's office.
I am.
How do you like that job?
I love it. I get to tell the good stories, some of the not so good stories sometimes. I get to talk to a lot of people, so I get to work with a lot of different departments. I get to work on a lot of different projects that are going on in the city. So from the Ford Smart City Challenge with Domi to city planning, trying to figure out how to better have community engagement.
How did you get that job?
Formally, before I started in the city, I worked on the mayor's campaign.
Oh, okay.
And then I came over after I left the campaign to the government side. And
do you prefer government work or campaign work? They each have their charms?
they each have their charms.
I'll just give you all the answers. I won't. You don't actually have to say anything.
They each have their pros and cons.
What are the cons of, or what are the pros and cons of each, if you don't mind?
Pros, I just really like talking to people. I like you get to meet a lot of people.
So the campaign you get to meet even
but even in the government, I get to meet a lot of people because I do a lot of communicating for the mayor and for the different departments. So I get to meet people when we're sitting in on meetings and talking about how we're going to do things or how we're going to communicate to the residents.
Mm-hmm.
Con, sometimes the stories are just not nice.
No?
No, and then the people are not nice. And people can be nice.
But more in the campaign or the government, they're sometimes not nice? Both, okay.
Both. People can be not nice.
Just the natural state of politics and fighting back and forth sort of thing?
Yeah, people don't like everything we do. Is
government different than you thought it would be?
No.
You know it would be exactly what it is?
I think, I don't know if I really can say I had expectations.
Okay.
I was more curious to see how it worked from the inside, having only worked on campaigns previously or for a PAC. So I was curious on actually what that was going to look like, but I'm not surprised or taken back by anything on any given day.
Now, I know that the mayor is occasionally not on time for things, but does he run a pretty tight ship otherwise? I mean,
and he's mostly on time. We're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting
Seriously?
there. Seriously, we're getting there.
Is that part of what you're doing?
I'm trying.
Congratulations. That would be a huge accomplishment right there. Does he have a good sense of humor? Are you allowed to have a sense of humor around the office, or is it just too serious because there's serious work to be done, a little of both? No,
I think we have a really good work culture. We get to do things that we like, so we get our projects. Everyone has different projects they work on that they're really interested in, and then you just have the stuff that like you're tasked with. Like I put the mayor's schedule out every day. It's not the most glamorous thing to start your day
you're the
off
one who
with.
does that, though.
I'm the one who does that.
Now, he often doesn't make decisions till the last minute about what he wants to do. So is it hard to get the schedule together?
No. No? Schedule is usually set in stone.
Okay.
So I can't always guarantee that he's going to go to everything. Sometimes,
I see what you're saying.
Things sometimes get adjusted, days, we shift things around in the day. But that's probably one of my least glamorous things I get to do.
I see a lot of people take turns walking the dog.
Maybe I do not.
You do not walk the dog?
I do not. I have a no rub River policy because I have my own
River is the name of the dog.
River is the name of the canine ambassador. I have my own dog, so I don't want to go home smelling like River to my dog who has been.
Because your dog might think you're cheating on him.
I mean,
with
but my
another
dog's
dog.
like in his kennel all day, and then he comes home. He's like, "Mommy, you smell like a whole other dog, and you're supposed to be at work today."
Does River the dog ever come up to you and want to be petted, and you're like, back off?
No, and I will pet him. Let me not say, but I try not to like get overly like flirtatious with the dog, so I don't want him to like. He's not allowed in my office either.
No kidding.
But that's not because of me. That's
does he try to burst in sometimes, or?
Not anymore.
Okay. You've trained the dog.
The dog.
The dog knows what's up.
He knows he can't come in the office.
Okay. Because I see Guy Costa with the dog a lot.
That's his best friend.
It is.
Yeah, that's River's favorite person on our floor.
It seems like that, even from the few times I've been there.
Yeah, when he's not there, River can be very, very sad.
So is there an issue which is particularly complicated that you worked on that had a lot of layers that was...
Snow is coming. Oh my gosh. That's going to be really interesting. But it's going to be really cool though, because we did a lot of modernizing this year.
Isn't there a new substance which supposedly melts snow better?
Yeah, so it doesn't just melt snow. You're actually going to be able to see it. So it's going to be a colored salt this time this year, and so we hope that's going to help. So it'll give us kind of more transparency. I think oftentimes people are like, they didn't salt, and it's like, you just can't see the salt, but they did salt, and if you don't have a lot of traffic on your street, like where my street has only people that live there drive down our street, so they can, you know, plow the streets on the side of us where a lot of traffic comes, and you can tell that they came, but there's only 10 cars that drive down my street every day, so of course you can't tell if they plowed or not.
So you can see the salt,
yeah.
and it does a better job of melting. Huh.
And it's more modern, so they'll go from moving away from paperless to they'll have iPads in the cars that will actually give them directions on how to go rather than having to put it down and look and figure out where to go. New technology on when the salts are actually spreading, when the spreaders are out, when the plows are down. We'll be able to see all that stuff in real time.
Because nobody's ever satisfied with whatever the city does in the winter, right?
You can't please them all.
Right. Is there anything that surprised you about city government that you didn't anticipate?
Interesting enough is I do think when you look at city government, there's no one size fits all. So every city government looks different. We all have different departments. So like, I thought it was really interesting when we look at other government's websites to kind of compare to see how we can like make improvements on our websites and things like that. It's very interesting when you see what kind of departments other cities have. And I think it's also regionally, right? So like I'm from California, so like we definitely are not worrying about snow in the wintertime. But here we have to.
How long have you been in Pittsburgh?
3 years, going into my 4th.
So you didn't have to worry about winter until you moved here?
I didn't even really own socks until I moved here. So, or really closed-toed shoes for that matter. That also was transition.
Have you stocked up on socks and closed-toed shoes?
I do.
Okay,
yes.
Awesome.
You have to.
But is it just horrible? I mean, do you dread winter even more than the rest of us?
No. I think I probably embrace it more than the rest of us.
Because I just hate it, really. You like winter?
I do. I like seasons. I go from 75 plus degrees every day to, I actually get to wear a jacket and a coat and put on some boots. I don't play in the snow, but that's just it's a whole other story. But I get a lot of snow up Lincoln Place, so I'm not trying to play in the snow. It's always like just too much.
You don't have trouble getting around because of the snow? I mean, I know it'll be better this because they have colored better.
Last year I didn't drive. I got driven during the snow season. This year will be very interesting to see how that goes.
It'll be your first winter driving in the snow?
No, I drove the two winters before that, but they were mild winters. So my first 2 years here, it didn't even snow until February.
There's a lot of hardworking people in the city, right?
Yes.
As opposed to the stereotypical nameless, faceless bureaucrat who's staring at a desk. I don't know. So that's good news for the taxpayers.
Well, I think it's interesting because you only see a certain group of people. Most people only see directors or chiefs or their DPW workers that are out, the garbage men that come and get their garbage, but they don't see the people in the finance office making sure that we're spending money correctly and that when a landslide happens, we're allocating money in a way to remedy the situation. There are a lot of no-name, unseen, behind-the-folks scene people that just never get the acknowledgement that they deserve. I think it's really great that the mayor brought back the Employee of the Month. And so that's like a citywide initiative where directors are like saying this person's doing really, really great. So this past month was PLI. He's been here for 30-something years, the gentleman that was Employee of the Month. Everything Mara said, he just kicks butt. And he does a really good job. And, you know, PLI has just been kicking butt this year on like...
And PLI is?
Permits, license, and inspections.
Gotcha.
So those are people who, like, you want to build something, you got to go to them to do it.
Have you ever been Employee of the Month?
No. We can't be Employee of the Month.
Oh, nobody in the mayor's office can be Employee of the Month? Well, that seems like a matter of discrimination to me. That's not right. That's not fair.
But we're the mayor's office, so we all have a lot of front-facing. So we're not doing our work. No one's doing their work for a pat on the back when you work in government. Let's just be honest. You're doing it because you care about where you're at. You care about the issues. You care about getting the job done. But I think it's really good to recognize people. So 3 months ago, we did someone from public safety from the police. She's the longest. Her name is Officer Bobby. She's the longest standing police officer in public safety. She's been on the force for 40-some years.
Finally, I know sometimes people in the mayor's office share the duties of getting the mayor lunch.
Yes.
What does the mayor eat for lunch?
Today he did a Herbie turkey from Bruegger's.
I'm familiar with that sandwich.
Yes, so he did that.
That's actually not too high in calories or fat.
No, he eats pretty good.
Does he?
Yes.
Because I worry about that.
He eats good.
And why is he growing the beard?
Story is he had 10 days off after not having that many days off consecutively in over 5 years. He was supposed to clean out the basement, but he didn't. He sat and he binge watched, I think, Wheel of Fortune.
Binge watched Wheel of Fortune.
I think it was Wheel of
That
Fortune,
is sad.
maybe.
Sad.
And he said that too. He said, you know you're wasting time.
Right.
And the beard started growing, and he said every so often he just wants to see how full it is, how great, how white it is. And someone from the firefighters union saw it and asked him would he play Santa, and he said yes if it came in full, and it's grown in full. So he's going to be Santa this Christmas.
And finally, from yourself, thumbs up or thumbs down on the beard, generally?
I like it.
You like the beard?
I do like the beard. He had a beard on council, and I like the look.
Okay. Keyva Clark.
Keyva Clark.
Or Clark, as they call you. Thank you so much for doing
You're
this
welcome.
interview.
Thank you.
That's City Talk. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.